Hi, I'm Susan Octroloni. I'm Executive Director of the Comox Valley Community Foundation, and I'm really pleased to present this afternoon the Comox Valley's Community Foundation's Home Sweet Home Gala, which will take place on October the 3rd, which is a Saturday evening. The Community Foundation's Gala has been one of the most highly anticipated events in the Comox Valley for the past number of years, and because of COVID, we've had to reimagine how we present the Gala this year. So we are going to be presenting an at-home event. You will be hosting your guests, up to 6 people in each home. And we will be providing you with amazing food, wine, and everything you need to host an elegant evening in your home. We'll be broadcasting a program beginning at 6 p.m., which will consist of speakers, entertainment, videos, just to demonstrate the impact the Comox Valley Community Foundation is having. We're going to be walking you through what you will see when all of the event boxes arrive and how you may present it to the guests you invite into your home. So thanks very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the event as much as we do. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Kathy Jarrett. I'm the owner of Tria Fine Catering, and we're here today to talk a little bit about your party in a box. I'm here with Lee Everson and Colleen Anderson from Relay Event Rentals, and Colleen's going to come back in a little bit later to talk about table setting, and right now what we're going to do is give you an idea of what's in the boxes and what we recommend for the evening so that you have a stress-free and relaxing night. Okay, so we're going to talk about what you're receiving this evening. So you're going to have 3 containers that are going to come to you. One is a crate, one is your big tote, and one is your glass crate. So we're going to start with the big tote, and inside here is all of your food. So I'm going to start by talking a little bit about the things that need to go in the fridge, and so we're going to start with the desserts, which is in the lime green box. That has got your full dessert, which we'll talk about a little bit later. As soon as you receive this, you want to put this in the fridge, and the other things that are going to go in the fridge are the vinaigrette and the greens. And the vinaigrette is actually going to be tucked inside of your glass crate. In case you're looking for it, it will have these shocking pink tags on it. So I'll get those into the fridge as well. The remainder of the food, which will be your antipasto box and your main course items, actually can sit at room temperature. So you want to let those come to room temperature before you heat them. And then the antipasto box, which can also sit at room temperature for a good hour, and you want to make sure to do that because it brings the cheeses up to room temperature. So the antipasto box we're going to put over on your special little cocktail table, which Colleen is going to talk about a little later with champagne flutes and the wines. So the next thing that's going to come out are your linen napkins, which will be pre-folded. And then all of the dishes, if I can hand those to you, and these dishes are the dishes that we are using, that you will be using, to plate the main course items. As well, you've got your placemats. And then inside here, you're going to have 2 inserts, which are going to have your vegetarian main. So this is going to be a polenta facile with a mushroom bourguignon. And this is going to be your main course, which will be seasonal vegetables, slow cooked beef, and whipped potato. And these 2 items will fit in any standard domestic oven. So you don't need to worry about having special equipment. You don't have to worry about having a special oven. We're filming this in my home kitchen so that you can see specifically that it does fit in a standard oven. So if I can give that to you, thank you. And that. And then in the other crates, we've got all of your cutlery. So your cutlery, your cocktail plates, dessert plates, your dinner plates, and then your serving utensils. And this is going to go with all of your platters. And we will send in complete instructions. You won't have to figure out what you're doing at the last minute. We will send in complete instructions, so you will know what temperature to be reheating everything. You will know what spoons go with what. You will know what platters go with what. And you'll see a complete shot in the end of the food plated, so that you have a grasp of what you're doing. The other thing to remember is that this is your night, this is your party. So if you receive everything and you decide you want to serve everything in the metal pans, that's fine. This is your party. So you make it work however you would like to work. We just wanted to make recommendations so that it's a stress-free evening for you. Can I hand those to you? Mm-hmm. Thank you. So the last crate will be the glassware crate. And in the glassware crate, I won't open up the plastic. This is specifically on here so that you can see that everything's come in sanitized. So you're gonna have 3 bottles of 40 knots wine. So you're gonna have a bottle of 40 knots sparkling, white and a red. And then inside there you will have champagne flutes, wine glasses, and water glasses. And once Colleen comes in, she'll show you the whole table setting and how we would recommend the cocktail table and how we would recommend the main course dining table. Okay, and let's talk about your cocktail hour. So in your glass crate, you will have 3 bottles of 40 knots wine. You'll have your bubbles, your white wine, and your red wine. What we would recommend is for you to take the bubbles and the white wine and pop them right into the fridge and make sure they're nice and chilled. From there, you're going to take the antipasto kit that we've given you, which is in this black box, and it will feed 6. And we would suggest popping it onto a separate table. Colleen has provided you with antipasto plates, cocktail napkins, forks, and then champagne flutes. And this is what we recommend for your pre-dinner cocktail hour. Okay, so let's talk about your main course table. So what we've done here, Colleen and Lee have laid out the main course table for you here. And as you can see, it comes with everything from the tablecloth to the placemats, to the napkins, to the plates, to your glassware. So this is what we would recommend for main course table setting. Your napkins are going to come in pre-folded. What the ladies have done is just tucked it under the front of the plate. You can change that fold if you would like to, but this is how we've laid it out to make it easy for you. From here, what I would recommend is putting out your bottle of 40 knots red wine, and then the food will come in. So let's start with the green salad. So we've got organic greens from Pattison Farms here, and that's going to be tossed with the dill vinaigrette that we mentioned earlier. With this, what I would recommend is to use this as your serving bowl. So I would take a separate bowl, toss your greens in there, and then put them into this bowl so that you don't have a messy bowl. There is more vinaigrette in the jar than you will need for this amount of greens. So just make sure that you're not necessarily dumping the whole thing in there. You just want to make sure that you're tasting it as you go. And yeah, know that you've got a little bit extra for the next day. Following that will be the vegetarian dish, which is polenta facile and the mushroom bourguignon. So this was in the smaller of the 2 metal pans that came in. And what I've done is I've just gone ahead and put it in the serving bowl so that you can see the finished product. So I've gone polenta with the mushroom on top and then a little bit of the parsley that we will also provide you with. And this is your vegetarian gluten-free dish. Lovely dish, great with the beef. And then your main course is the slow cooked beef, your whipped potatoes, and seasonal vegetables. And again, that came out of the larger metal container. And what I've done is I usually start with the lighter colored item in the center. So in this case, the potatoes, with the carrots on the outside and the beef on the outside. And then it's just finished with a little bit of the parsley garnish as well. And this isn't all the food that will be in that dish. You will be able to have some seconds. So just remember that I tend not to overload the platter. I tend to want to add food to it later. So you will have the option for seconds. And that is your main course. Okay, so now we're on to dessert. So at this point, your guests have finished the main course. You will have cleared your dinner plate, your dinner fork, and your dinner knife. And this is the great part, is that all you need to do is scrape the plates and pop all the dirty plates and cutlery back into the rental crates that they came in. And so that's where we give Colleen and Relay Event Rentals a big rah-rah, because you don't have to do any cleanup. So everything goes back into the crates, and now we're set for dessert. So what we've got here is I've gone ahead and I've pre-built dessert for you so that you can see the finished product. This is a time where you can get a little bit creative. So as I mentioned earlier, in this juicy lime green box, you've got your desserts. So there are 6 meringues, your lemon curd, your strawberries, your whip, and a little bit of a lavender garnish. And at this point, you can either pre-build for your guests like I've done, or you can let your guests do this themselves. You can lay the box out, you can lay the forks and the plates out, and you can let people build as they wish. Some people might not like the lemon curd, some people might just want the whip. So it's your choice at this point if you would like to pre-build or if you would like to let your guests help themselves. So one thing I'd like to mention is the containers that the fruit and the curd and the whip are in, they are reusable. So you can wash those and keep them and reuse them, as are the boxes are also recyclable and compostable. So that is what dessert looks like. At this point in the evening, you would take all of your rental dishes, so your glassware, your linens, your placemat, everything, and everything goes back into the rental crates and that big rental bin. And all you do is put it out onto the front deck or your porch or wherever you received it. And the Comox Valley Community Foundation volunteers and members will come back and pick that up. And that's the culmination of your evening. So thank you very much for welcoming me into your home this evening. I hope you have a fantastic night. And on behalf of the Comox Valley Community Foundation, thank you very much for your support.